What's going on, guys? It's Jeff for Premium Aquatics, and today we're going to be taking a look at the ATI Auto Dosing Pump. Hope everybody is having a fantastic day, and if you're new to what we're doing here, this is where we take a look at new products each and every week to help you make an informed decision on what is right for you, your reef tank, and your budget. And this week we're going to be taking a look at the ATI Auto Dosing Pump, so let's jump into it. Alright folks, so today we're taking a look at the ATI Auto Dosing Pump. This is the DP6, so Dosing Pump 6, and that is in reference to the peristaltic pumps. You have 6 of them on this device. Now, as far as dosing and dosing pumps go, it is incredibly important to make sure that you are testing for anything that you are adding to your aquarium, because ultimately you want to make sure that you're not overdosing your aquarium, and that could have some potential severe repercussions if you are not in the know into what you're adding to your tank. This is a standalone device. It doesn't need any type of controller. It has the 6 different peristaltic pumps, so it gives you 6 different solutions that you can dose to your reef tank. You have the ability to set them to a 24 time points per channel / day, so you have the ability to have one pump dose up to 24 times a day, or you can have one pump dose one time a month, which is pretty interesting, and it affords you a lot of different opportunities for adding different solutions to your reef tank. So for me personally, the way in which I would probably use the DP6 is the first 3 pumps I would have calcium, alkalinity, magnesium. Then I would be dosing some AquaPower, potentially some potassium, and then I'd leave this last pump for some type of live food or liquid food to dose to the reef tank a couple times per day. But like I said, it's very important to make sure that you are doing your research prior to dosing anything to your aquarium. Also, it's very important to make sure that you are testing for those solutions or elements that you're adding to your tank, so you're not outside the recommended range. So we have the DP6. We're going to go ahead, take a look at it, do a quick unboxing, then see how easy it is to calibrate and set up in a reef tank. Right on top you have your instructions manual, which it looks like it's in a number of different languages. Always very important to make sure that you are reading your instructions manual prior to operation of any aquarium equipment. Then you got a little bag of check valves. That's good. Make sure that you're not having any type of siphoning happening. It's very helpful. You also have a spare pump head. Very, very handy. Very thoughtful for them to add that as well. And this must be the power supply for the unit. Good amount of cord. Easy enough. And then you have the pump itself. Pretty light. You got some rubber feet on there. That's good. These pumps are very close together. It might be a little bit hard to change these guys out, and these do have a life expectancy. They're not good for forever. They do wear out and need to be replaced because essentially what's in there is you have this tubing that goes around the outside of the wheel, and then there's 2 points that are pressing, sometimes 3 points that are pressing on that hose, and that's what's pulling the solution through the pump head. And that's where your power supply goes, right there in the back. Easy enough as far as an unboxing goes. There's nothing else there. Let's go ahead, plug this guy in, and see about setting it up and calibrating it. As far as setting up the time on the ATI Auto Dosing Pump, it's relatively intuitive, so I'm not going to go into that into a tremendous amount of detail. Let's jump into actually setting up the dosing pump itself. So obviously you hit enter button the first time. It's set date and time. We go down, arrows pointing to set program, and then you have your numbers of pumps. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And this is how many times the pump 1 would dose per day, all the way up to 24 times in a day. So let's say we have that dose 4 times a day. Enter. And so if you leave this at 0, it's going to dose every single day. And if you go up from there, it's going to be how many days. So if you select 5, it's going to be every 5 days, 10, every 10 days, and so forth and so on. So we're going to bring that back down to 0 because we want it to dose every single day. Because let's say that would be our calcium. And now we're going to add the milliliters per dose. So we selected 4 doses. Let's say our tank is going to require 10 milliliters per dose. So that'd give us 40 milliliters over the course of a day. And then you can select the time in which it's going to dose, which is extremely awesome. So let's say we're going to want the first dose to happen at 8 in the morning. The second dose would be 10 milliliters. We're going to have that happen at, let's go, noon. We have pump 1 dosing 4 times per day, every single day, because we have it set to 0. It's the first dosage is 10 milliliters. It's going to happen at 8 a.m. The second dose is 10 milliliters. It's going to happen at noon. The third dose, which we didn't get to set the time on this one, is 10 milliliters again. And we're going to change that time because it skipped by it the last time we did it. So we're going to have this one go at 2 p.m. Then our fourth dose for the day is 10 milliliters at 3 p.m. And that's essentially how you would set up every single pump. So if you, after setting up that first pump, go to pump 2 and do the same thing all over again. Pretty easy to set up and maintain. So as far as calibrating the auto dosing pump, it is relatively easy to do. You do need a graduated cylinder, which is not included. They are relatively inexpensive to pick up, and they are pretty handy to actually have around, especially when you start getting into dosing. With this device, it's important to make sure that you prime the lines prior to doing any type of calibration. You want to make sure that there's no air that is possibly going to offset the measurement. Now, to get into calibration mode on your auto dosing pump, it's relatively easy. All you need to do is hit that arrow, the up arrow, once, and you'll see the screen pop up where it says correct pumps and numbering them 1 through 6 because those are your 6 pumps. And then once you select one of those pumps, go into it and then hit the up arrow again, the calibration is going to start. Once the fluid in the graduated cylinder reaches 100 milliliters, you hit the up arrow again and it's going to stop, and your auto dosing pump is now calibrated. That's all there is to it. All you need to do is repeat this process for each pump and you are ready to go. Alright folks, that's going to do it for today's video. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the bell. And if you enjoyed this one, make sure you hit the thumbs up. If you want to take a look at the auto dosing pump from ATI, there's going to be a link down in the description which will bring you to Premium Aquatics, where you can do some more research or even pick one up for yourself. I want to thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time right here with a brand new video.